and social inclusion. Princess Adeto Akola, as she takes us on the second batch of the program.
Thank you very much. Welcome. Good afternoon. Standing on all the same protocol, I want to say good afternoon to those on the high table and to the council of youth, the chairman. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate the privilege and the opportunity to share with you this afternoon. I know I have just 20 minutes. 20 minutes, I will run through all that I have for you. Now, the thing says, building the equity of our dream and unleashing the potential of the youth. What we are building the equity of our dreams, I know we know that it's not just about the roads and the roads, the office, because there's one that says that if you amass wealth as a father or as a family man and you do not train your children, the wealth that you have gathered together will be what? The children themselves will be the ones to waste it. And that is why it is essential when we are building a state, we're talking about the people. We're building the people. And after that statement says, unleashing the potential of the youth, that means you should live here as a youth and you need to begin to, I don't want to use the word manifest, but of course that's what it is. You need to show what you're taking out of it. Even though we may not have the full house here, but I would say it's a great, if you're there, you count yourself lucky. I was part of the first session, and I would say I took away a lot of things myself. Quickly, I want to read out something to you. It's also there on the screen. This wedding was, I penned down the moment I was involved, that I was going to be talking here. So I penned down a few things, and then when I had to do my slide, I added it to my slide. So I'll read out my greetings first, and then go on to my slides. Greetings to the vibrant and energetic youths of the state. I want to have the opportunity to speak with you today. As future leaders of Nigeria, you hold the key to success and progress in our nation. Your energy, passion, and creativity are the driving force that will shape the future of our beloved country. I understand that being a young person in Nigeria can be challenging because we hear on a daily basis that there are limited opportunities and resources. Nobody talks to us anymore about the dreams, determination, and positive attitude that we need as individuals to overcome the challenges facing us as a nation. These are also the necessary skills needed to achieve our dreams. I have a few rhetorical questions for everyone seated in the and I hope somebody can help me bring out the questions. Well, I hope the questions are not in your minds. But the first one is how many people became successful because their parents fed them with silver spoons and could access all the things in the world? How do they successful? That's the question. Are there people who went through costly seasons as youth but have risen today? If yes, what did they do differently? And that is where I am taking us to this afternoon. That is understood when we were in school that there were limited opportunities and there were no resources. But thankfully, some of us will say to ourselves then that with the limited resources, with the limited opportunities, we will gain ground. And sincerely speaking, I would say that was what happened to me. The funny thing was, I read one of the courses that people would usually not want to read as when I went to school. I read special education. Number one, in the University of Ibadan, when you are an educator, like you are an education student, there's a way they view you. You're already like, why would you come to the university to read education? Those were the kind of questions people asked me. And then when they now hear that's the special education, I remember what some of my friends told me one day, stop paying for special education, just say education, that one is still better. And I said, it's not special education that I'm studying. Let me see what I'm doing now. And then we just laugh over it and just be like, you know. So that was it for me. So now, we're saying, nobody becomes a person of reference because he's or her father, his parents, and they don't know how well to them. No. People who become persons of reference are people who do things differently. And some of the things, or one major thing that I want to talk about, that I know that people who make it in life really do, is what we call sacrifice, or in this case, sacrificing. Now, I know we bastardize the word sacrifice because even now, people do rituals and they tell you they are making sacrifices. That one is a bad one. Thank God we have a police here. Because that one is, is against the law. Particularly people who think in their minds that the only way they can make it is to use another human being for sacrifice. If you are caught, you pay the price. But now, when we are talking about sacrifices, we're saying sacrifices, you're giving up certain things to achieve what you really want to achieve in life. And what are those things that are needed at this time? In this 21st century, what do you need to give up? The first thing that we want to talk about is our time. I went through a particular data when we were talking about the usage of social media. And then I got to realize that sometimes when people go on social media, they spend up to like maybe 3 hours just surfing and not doing anything meaningful. Now, the 24 hours you have in a day was calculated by God and given to us for a certain reason. Out of what you're expected to sleep for 8 hours, you're expected to be at work for about 8 hours, and some other hours you're meant to use for other things. Once you use those hours for, they count. Even the Bible says that teach us to number our days, so that we can apply our hearts to what? To wisdom. Because if you don't know how to number the time given to you, you will waste it. So the question is, what do you use your time for? Please ask your neighbor. What do you use your time for? Do you use it for self-development? Do you use it to daydream? Some people will just plan, and there's no execution. Is that what you use your time for? And some, it is social media. So if you're sitting here today, and all you do with your time is social media, some of you still at work, you're still on social media. Anywhere you are, that is where you are. You need to think about it. Also, secondly, is our comfort. When you introduced me now, I don't know how the people in this adult got to know that I'm a princess actually. He said princess. I had a privileged background because I'm actually a princess. But I remember when I started my was the princess because as I got the job, I got married. So he came for the wedding. So he knew I'm the princess. But of course, when I got back and he was trying to talk about it, I gave him the opportunity. So we kept it that way. But one of the things with that job was that it was as if there was nothing comfortable for me. Like, there was no comfort. Because I didn't approach the job the way a princess would approach the job. Rather, I gave it everything. There were nights I slept at work. I mean, it was that, and whatever they gave me to do, I ensured I did it very well. Until I've spent about 10 years, and something happened. And then I told my husband I was resigning, and he told me, I'm in full support that you resign. But before you go, the matter on ground must be decided. If you're guilty, you're going to accept responsibility. If you're not, you're going to defend yourself. But you have my full support to resign. And then my friend got to hear about the matter. And he picked up his phone and called the owner of the organization and introduced himself and said to her, my daughter works with you. She wants to leave you. We are okay with that. But I must tell you as an issue, please ensure that proper investigation is done. And if she's guilty, let her learn her lessons. You know, and the woman became perplexed and then she asked me, who are you? I mean, I've been there for 10 years. And to me, I just made it seem, it's nothing. I came here to work and work I will do. But I can't forget the fact that this woman, along my career, never knew who I was. But she had to stood up for me just because of what? The way and manner I did her job. She didn't know who I was. In her wildest imagination, she couldn't have imagined I was a princess. Now, what am I saying? Sometimes, when we have things to do, we may need to use our compass to achieve our needs. I keep saying to my mates, my peers, I tell them, I think that's this. I'm talking about a place that has more than 1,450 staff. I tell them, I'm bigger than this place, I'm bigger than this place. And they just don't understand what exactly. Remember I read education, so it's actually a school too. It's a school, you know. But I keep saying it. So now, the path to success is not always rosy. And youth need to be willing to step out of their comfort zones to achieve their goals. You may need to take on challenging tasks. You may need to work long hours. When I came into agency, I'm used to working long hours. And then I met my protocol. I fell in love with him immediately. Why? He doesn't complain. I love working long hours. He also just entered into that one. So we do long hours of work together, but we achieve a lot. And he said, I have to tell somebody, I have just 3 staff. And the kind of work we're doing looks as if I have like 15. Just because of the kind of people that are working with me. I want to say to you, when you're working right now, can they solely like depend on you, rely on you, be sure that because you're there, things work well? That is how to be the youth that we are building. That is how to build yourself as a youth. Some people say you are parent. Yes, I'm saying you shouldn't have work-life balance. You must have it because I truly have that. But I'm sure that will be a top priority. And there is what we call instant gratification. That's one of the things I remember teaching my younger son. My older son has very strong sense of waiting. In fact, even if you give him something, a sweet now, he will keep it in his pocket. He can keep it for 3 days before taking it. But the younger one, oh my God, before you even give him the sweet, it's already licking it. You know, it's already see the sweet and you're like, oh, yummy. You know, and you're saying, I don't open this. Why are you saying yummy? So that means that when the sweet touches his hand, he does what? Opens it immediately, puts it in his mouth. And sometimes he gets things like that, and it has rendered his hand, I take it. and I tell you, delayed, and it will answer me gratification, and then you see you sit like this. Some of us are like that. We just cannot, everything we want it now. And that, of course, is bringing pressure into our lives. Financially, you have a lot of pressure because you do not have delayed gratification. And as a youth, it's difficult to build yourself. You can't build yourself, you can't build your career, you can't even build your life because of that. I remember when I told you just now that at some point in my career I said I was resigning. When I was resigning, I could not have resigned and think I would go home and sit down. It was because as I was working, it was tough and difficult for me. But I ensured I was able to keep enough money to set up if I have to set up money. The plan wasn't for me to set up anything. The plan for me was just to have a comfortable life at some point in my life. That was for why I was saving. So I would borrow money from my cooperative to go and save in investment homes. Well, let me give an example. Just like going to your cooperative now, you collect 1 million, I'm just using as an example. And the cooperative, you borrow for 5% interest rate, am I correct? And then I take it to another investment house where they give you like 17-18%. Right now, I know investment is poor, but right now they are doing things like maybe 8%, 9%. But at that time, the interest rate was quite high. So I would save it and then pay back using my normal salary. But remember the money I kept there, the interest also is there. And with time, I was able to build a lot. And when I was leaving, eventually I didn't leave after that 10 years because the matter was decided, and it was decided in my favor. So I didn't leave. I was begged not to leave at that time. But eventually, when I made up my mind, I was actually going to resign. So I was with joy that I resigned. And I started my own practice. And I have no regrets up to today that I started my own practice. Now, I'm saying to us, we need to, have what we call delayed gratification. You have to run away from instant gratification. Stop saying I want it now. And because I want it now, that phone is raining. This is raining. I must do this. I know. You must deny yourself. And of course, the final one, which of course our daddy here spoke about, is character. When we talk about character, I say here that it's the crucial element for success in life. And we have to look at it, because character has two parts. Your personality. When we talk about your personality, those are your traits, your behavior, your temperament, your emotional responses. When I say temperament, I know some of you are introverts, some of you are extroverts. Some of you are the life of the party, anywhere you go to, you engage with people easily. While some of you keep to yourself. Now, that's your personality. But when we talk about your character is what we call, what has your ethical and your moral values. That is who your character is. I'm actually looking at the time. You want to get time, begin to do that. It's almost time now. Yeah. So, your ethical and moral values. So now, what are your moral and ethical values? Like he said the other time, that somebody came into his office and he didn't greet. I know it's a person with greets, but I also identify the other things like him, that there are issues with us. There are issues with our work ethic. When it comes to excellence, how do you deliver what you have to? Particularly your jobs, like we carry files a lot, but how do we deliver it? Integrity. If there is no money involved, you don't want to. Self-development sometimes does not, you are the one that will pay for it, for your development, or else you will remain where you are if you don't develop. And I'm saying this kind of programs, of course, is part of self-development. Integrity, those are your ethical character, your ethical values, and then of course the moral values, which are your integrity, your level of respect. I would want to leave this with us. That in building yourself, the truth is, like anyone who can do it, nobody else can help. People like me can just talk and share our experience and say, oh, thank God we could get where we got to because we passed through this direction. I particularly love the ethical part of value. You know, I love it. Ethical value, I love it. When it comes to moral value, I love it. Not just because of how my parents raised me, but because of the decisions I've also made in my life, that this is the way I want to do. And whatever thing it is I'm doing, I want it to be done excellently. So I want to leave that with you. That as you round up this session today, consider what the daddy with the first speaking assignments told you. And of course, remember one or two things from what I've said to you. And define yourself as you go into 2024. I'm sure that's why you're having this session now. So that your growth, it may look as if it will not happen, but it will definitely happen. Thank you very much.
Can you do better than that? Thank you very much. Thank you. So that's Princess Adeto Manuola, essay to the Governor on Special Education and Social Inclusion. We're happy to have you, ma'am. Thank you. But let's celebrate her once again. Alright, just like I said earlier, I don't want to waste time at all. Right now, we'll be going to the panel session where I'll be handing over to my colleague, KOIKIMEDIA, the president, as he has the floor. And we promise you it's going to be in a jiffy. Please, let's celebrate him as he's coming to the green carpets. Alright, let's celebrate him, please. Thank you.
Build youth. Build youth.
Nation.
I must say it is a very beautiful opportunity to be here today. And I celebrate the chairman of the Nigerian Youth Council of Nigeria, our whole leader from the Black College, and the leadership of the Youth Council. I observe and I respect every special individual seated here today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for us to discuss, for us to relate on issues surrounding and nursing, or should I say, getting beautiful and positive role models to mentor Ekiti youth, and also how we can attain the competencies and values of Ekiti youth. So please, I'd like you to sit back and join us while we have a very beautiful panel session. To join us on the panel is a food security enthusiast who is passionate about youth empowerment and rural development in the field of agriculture. This is an individual who is witnessing the growth of his crops. Witnessing the growth of his crops gives joy and fulfillment. And I must say that through his experience and dedication, he aspires to become a prominent figure in the global movement for food security. And his ultimate goal is to contribute to the world where no one goes hungry, the world where you don't go hungry, neither does he go hungry. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, joining as I bring up on stage, our very good friend, Adeliko S. Olaika. In the same day, allow me to bring up on stage a very beautiful young lady, one of the most beautiful ladies we have in our state, a proud graduate of the highly prestigious State University. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, she is a former, or should I say, a senator in the former State University Senate Council, who served in different capacities, like the chairman for audit committee. She is a lady who is a fashion designer, a tech savvy, and one of the beautiful minds we have in the United States. Join me as I bring up on stage, Senator Adekunle Oluwatoye. In the same way, allow me to bring up my own leader, who is a dedicated youth advocate and social reformer with a passion for good governance and politics. Distinguished is currently serving as the convener of the Southwest Youth Summit since 2012, leading strategic initiatives to unleash the potential of youth in the southwestern region of Nigeria. He's the initiator of Ekiti Youth Arise, the Deputy Speaker of Southwest Youth Parliament. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me as I bring up on stage my leader, mentor, and friend, Right Honorable Akimi Olumide Fashiba. On this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, can I, Emmanuel Oluwatifola, the only state president we have in the world, Ekiti State President, please celebrate me as I take the finals. Good afternoon once again, and I welcome my panelists to this hot stage. I expect that as our audience, you sit back, you listen, you learn, and I would advise that you put down your questions in paper, or better still, if you want to raise your hands to ask your questions. Better still, you can stand and ask your question depending on whichever way is favorable to you. Moving on, we understand that it is important that as young youths, it is easier to grow when you have people who you look up to. It is easier to grow when you have somebody who you are trying to model your ways after. And most of the youth will easily make mistakes on choosing either a wrong role model or will live an individual, probably a godfather or somebody who you cannot do things without. So, and the saying that says, the ladies first, and I respect her of the ladies because I love ladies so much. And I want to ask you, what challenges are able to use face in finding suitable role models, and how can these challenges be addressed? Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm answering the question being asked today. How can challenges of private authoritarianism or role model be solved? I feel like it is not just about choosing the wrong authoritarianism. I feel like it's about the youth knowing what they really want. It is when you know what you want that you can now be very sure of what you want, like the kind of godfather you want to choose, the kind of role model you want to choose. It's just like you are not very sure of yourself, you don't even know where you are going, and you are following somebody that you cannot be sure. Just like I am so certain I want a green color. Definitely, if I am picking a color, I am picking green because I am very certain I want green. But the situation whereby I am not even sure, I want red, I want blue, I want yellow, I want green. I might at the end of the day go and pick pink since I don't even know where I am going to, since I don't have a mission, since I don't have a vision. So I feel like when as a youth, when you have a vision, you are so confident in yourself, you know where you are going to be able to like pick the right person to be your model will be very, very easily. But the situation whereby the world will lose focus, where you don't even know where you are going to, where you are not even certain of what you want, you don't even have what you are viewing in somebody. Definitely you should be wrong girl and a wrong father. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that very apt answer. And that brings me to this question. And I'll be directing that to the Right Honorable Fashiba. And may we ask, because I believe that the youth would want to know how can we identify and connect with positive role models within this Ekiti community.
Okay. Build the youth Okay, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is value alignment. And I'm just going to be making references to two leaders that I know that are seated with us right here to define what I mean basically by value alignment. We have a special guest to the governor on tertiary education here. She's here because the National Youth Council of Nigeria Youth Chapter are identified with our value because of what she possesses to discharge to the youth of Ekiti State. We have youth in Ekiti State ever since the appointment of our father Oja, running after him day and night. Why? Because of the values he has to impart to the youth of Ekiti State. Now, what does it bring us to? Role model to youth of Ekiti State. What can we do to be better? There is a need for youth of Ekiti State to have this value alignment, for us to have a role model, for us to attach ourselves to. Some we look up to in our respective field and various life. Like I said earlier, the expos of the executive governors in our midst today, they are only two different positions, and they can as well mentor and tutor youth of the state the different fields they are occupying. Same goes to other political offices that are there to guide us in our pursuit of life, which means it is very essential for us as a youth, for us to align our vision with people in our respective discipline in life. If you want to be a career person in education, all of us are not an educationist. If you want to be an educationist, we have a special person to be governor of tertiary education who can as well serve as a mentor to youth in Ekiti State because of where we are. We have our leader, a retired family, who has led and served as part of the key affairs of these organizations for years. Many of us in that youth advocacy and social reformer looked inward to what he has done over the years. We have a NYCN chairman who has led this organization so well, who has different other tutelage as well. In a nutshell, the number one goal for us is for us to identify the kind of value that we want for ourselves as a youth going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Leader Ernest, I understand that you are a culturist and you are making way in your field. And I must say, you are one of the leading agriculturists we have in the state, and we are proud of what you do. But what qualities should we as youth look out for while we are trying to get somebody to model our career or our life after? What are the qualities that are important to look out for?
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Or good evening. I have capacity. You might struggle to hear me. Yes, I'll start from getting someone to mentor you. For me personally, when I started so roughly as an undergraduate in X-ray. There was no mentor at all. But growing up in the field, I discovered that it is very crucial to have a mentor in whatever that you do. I had a mentor when I already pitched. I was already at a point in my career when I had a mentor. Now, the pace at which I grew when I had a mentor compared to when I started on my own, it is so different. So different. Now, I usually say this, to be relevant, you need to be relevant to be relevant, to gain utmost relevance in the society. Now, as youth, someone mentioned earlier that youth are the leaders of tomorrow. Yes, we need to fill up that space. But by filling that space, what are we doing? You cannot fill up a space without you having something to deliver. If you are not useful, then you are useless. So, for you to have something to hold, to take up the position of leadership as youths, I would say we really need a lot of things to hold. So that will lead me to your question appropriately. Youth in the society, we are all leading towards one direction. We are leaving a lot behind. In the agricultural space, there are lots of values. There are lots of things we can all benefit. But when people hear of agri, they feel agriculture is for those persons without any other option. But I will tell you, agric is also a way of life, just like we have medicine and nursing and all of that. Agric is not a last resort. It is also something that youth can delve into. Now, looking at the way things are, in the face of war, I believe only one thing becomes so important, which is food. The soldiers, those at the war front, will definitely need to eat. During COVID, farmers were given the free chance to move around. Because we need transport food here and there. Farmers are the main practitioners due to the level of severity of the case of COVID. They find your niche, know where you fit in. If you are an accountant or like
I think we have a whole lot of things on average youth should look out for in a role model. But the most imperative one that I personally pick and recommend is resilience. Resilience in the context that you see, a role model who you have seen is failure. He has failed severally, but he remains to be resilient and consistent. If he does try once, he didn't try twice, and just give up. He went through the process to get it right. You see, like our special advisor to the governor said the other time, she mentioned something about immediate gratification, which is one of the issues we have in our present day society and the youth world. If you are choosing a role model, you need to pick someone who you see is resilient to issues, who you have seen over time has been very, very consistent in what he or she does. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And do we have a question from the audience? Just one question, please. All right.
Yeah. So impactful. Don't you think integrity is one of the major things to look out for in a role model? Integrity. Yeah. I'm just asking.
Alright, sir. I'm replying to what you said. Integrity is one very core value we have to look out for. But what you said is just one. So that was why you said what we thought, like a man might have integrity and in his feet it might not be growing because it might not be dedicated to that job. You might have integrity as a person and not be dedicated to a job you are doing. Your line of business, you might not be committed to it, you might not be achieving what you should be achieving. So I feel like integrity is also one of the core values because if you are doing a certain business and your integrity is at stake, definitely you are not going to progress at all.
Just to buttress, in the field of agriculture, I said something about food processing. And in food processing, there is what we call traceability. Now, traceability is one of the core values or core things that builds the integrity of the company that is processing that food. Now, when you have that utmost integrity about what you produce, you can boldly say this is my product. And your batch number and all of the likes help to build your integrity. And when people take your product and there is no problem at all, if there is problem at all, since there is traceability code and all of that, you can track your products on the market. That builds your integrity more. For example, Nestle recently, Nestle had this blue cover and green on their bottled water. And the green one had issue, they recalled from the market and they maintained their integrity. But if that thing had gone so bad, the no traceability, no batch number and all of that, then the integrity of that company has been tampered with. So integrity in choosing your mentor is important. That's why I mentioned of values. In values, you have integrity embedded. Thank you.
Okay, so let me put it this way. In our society here, let me say in our environment here, it's expected of an average man to demonstrate its people of Oluwabi that we have. And grammatically, that Oluwabi implies integrity. And you will not want to associate yourself with someone who does not have that integrity embedded in them. So I think it is really one of the core values of an man, integrity in every stage of life and wherever they find themselves.
in any field. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I believe our panelists have been able to make justice to that. We have a last question. Yeah? All right, the last question.
Standing on the teaching protocol is just an addition. Just want to say, as a youth, before you choose a role model, you have to identify yourself. Yourself, I want to choose, you have to identify yourself. It's two sectors. Let's go to education. Maybe you are studying engineering in school because you see a brother that is studying medicine. Maybe people are calling you, you go and choose someone that is studying medicine as your role model, and you are studying engineering in school. You are missing it. And let's talk to the opinion aspect. Maybe someone love how to play football, and you are choosing another video that is simply to be your role model. You are missing the way. So you have to identify yourself, know your value, know what you want for yourself before you have your role model. And you have to have a role model that is in line with what you are doing. Thank you.
Please, I crave your indulgence that we take 2 more questions or contributions. So, we'll take her and we'll take him over there. Please, thank you very much.
Okay, I just want to clarify something. That is in terms of who a role model is and who a mentor is. Because a role model does not necessarily need to have a relationship with you. It's just something that you look at from afar. But a mentor needs to know you. They need to know they are mentoring you, because it's supposed to be a relationship of growth, you know. So the person needs to know that they are mentoring. That means if you need a mentor, you need to reach out to that mentor. So that mentor knows that this is an area of his life that you want to be mentored on. And that person can now create opportunities of mentoring for you. Because if somebody will promote you also, it will be in that line that they are meant to promote you. But for a role model, you don't need a relationship with them. You just look at them from afar, learn what you want to learn, buy their books, listen to their podcasts, or watch them on YouTube. That's just fine.
Very much, Mark.
Thank you so much. I want to say that with all this world, today we have learned a lot, and I want to do that it's going to be an eye-opener. Every person exercise and put a quota. But I want to say this, that there's need for us to address this issue. Very, very important. Looking at the slogan over there, build the youth, build the nation. But this is the syndrome of everyone gathered to advance plan. Who are the youth there to build here, to build this country for us? I think we should address this. If we are to build this nation, then all the youth that are now looking for the way of, jumping in, going to advance plan, not knowing that they are building the country over there, living the country. We are just getting corruption back here. Therefore, can we please address that issue? Why should we allow the assembly of this time around living the country and building other nation? We are just asking we the youth and we the nation. Who will be this country for us? Thanks so much.
This is trying to start up another discussion, and I would not want us to start what we will not finish. On this note, I would advise that you join the conversations online, and the next time we have the opportunity, we will address the Japa syndrome amongst the youth of our generation. Thank you very much once again to our panelists. Thank you for coming, and God bless you. On this note, we say very big thank you to you, and we round up the session.
Please be a round of applause for them one more time. Please celebrate them. I have learned so much from the panel session. One of the things that I learned was from the contribution angle that a mentor is someone that you have a relationship with. And today, a meeting our mentor me, what is he on me? So it is all.
Once again, we'd like to appreciate those that have come on board to say one or two things to us. Let's appreciate ourselves. Okay, before I come on the next guest speaker, CEO at Nigeria Limited, Chief Paula Koshi, I would like to invite a set of people in our midst. Dr. Dimeji Adeloba, ably represented by Mr. David Ojumola. Thank you for coming. Let's celebrate him. Thank you for coming. And also, we have in the building, Comrade Akishola Ozodewe, NYCN. Thank you for coming today. And also, I would like to appreciate my own mom, former NYCN chairman, Honorable Eyitayo Fabumi. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
And also, okay, that's the immediate past chairman, NYCN, who just handed over the baton. Feel the nation is the one that handed the baton to our present chairman, and we appreciate you. Thank you for everything you have done. And also, I would like to appreciate the presence of Honorable Chief Aduloju Oluwafemi Joshua Ojawa. Thank you for coming wherever you are.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Right now, permit me to invite the next guest speaker here for their brief lecture, charge, advice, opinion. Thank you. I would like to call on Chief Kola Akoshi.
We'd like to take your goodwill message from this event. From the panel section, they said so much about agriculture, and I believe that you have something to share with us in that line. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. A brief charge on agriculture.
Let's celebrate it, please. Let's celebrate it.
As usual, what we have to welcome for us.
Let's continue to celebrate him. Thank you. Build the nation.
Build the youth.
Build the nation.
Build the youth.
Build the nation.
Well, good evening, everybody. I just thought I was just
And the team, I hope they are still here. Very quickly, we'd like to have you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very
much. I will talk to your people of the Isable, I'm really happy to
sweet promotion. Here on behalf of senior geologist, politician, honorable engineer, I want to show. So I was already on my way traveling out this morning when you called me that you won't be able to be here. So told me to come here and represent him. I don't have a choice than to come here because I've been longing to attend NYCN program. But I'm so happy right now that I'm here. So I really thank the chairman and the NYCN members. So he has a short message for us. So please permit me to read it out. First of all, so I'm reading this out on behalf of Honorable Engineer Show. So his speech as follows. First of all, I would like to appreciate all the dignitaries here present and ably represented from His Excellency Governor Biodun Abayomi, the Grand Host, our Mother of the Day, Her Excellency, the Relubisi Fayemi, the Chief Host, Honorable Olawale Adebayo, the Egbosha, our Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Majesty, Oba Adebole Adebo, our guest of honor, Honorable Sunday Dapo Ashifo, Honorable Ilowu, Chairman House Committee of Youth, and the Chairman NYCN in the State, Mr. Bankole. Okay, I also would like to appreciate the organizers of this laudable event for coming, for counting me worthy to be a part of it. Thank you so much. In building the city of our dreams, a lot has been in place and all hands have to be on deck. This is not just about the Chief Executive Officer of the state alone, in person of His Excellency Governor Biodun Abayomi, all the members of his cabinet. It is also inherent in every individual of these notable states, home and abroad, to wake up and put all hands on deck to be our dear state. If we don't, yes, I know Rome was not built in a day, but the journey of Rome building started with a stand. Let's all come together and begin the journey of building a state. Can we all look inward and think of what we can do for it in our little way, rather than thinking of what it can do for you? My next focus is on our youth. Youth, they say, are the leaders of tomorrow. Sirs and mans, how many of us, the youth, are ready for the leader man soon? How many of us are well equipped to the task of leadership? If you are people, aren't we going to disgrace ourselves? As a youth, can we first make ourselves proud? Can Ekiti be proud of us? With all these questions in our hearts, it's expedient to know that there is a lot of work ahead of us. How are we conducting ourselves in society? As we are doing these things that our children will be proud of us later in the future or otherwise, it is high time we start thinking, as much as the government has a role to play in terms of prioritizing youth orientation program, tailored public conduct, we as a youth have a major role to play by calling the Aro, Inova, and Olofinowa to always do the right things at all times. If it is known for education and high intellect, please let's work together to ensure we display these attributes at all times. If it is more and easier to navigate. We are not complex, but we can be truly intelligent. However, this intelligence can be channeled towards possibility of the betterment of our dear states. Conclusively, I would like to implore us, the Ekiti youth, including himself, Honorable Ayomonosho, constantly and always be about the good of this state, because the government cannot do it alone. Thank you all. This short message
our princess will be the one to help us award them one after the other. Chief Chef Wajibu, as I call you, sir, please can you come to the front so that we can do it properly? Okay. Let's move on. Thank you, sir, for coming. Please let's celebrate them. As we're mentioning their names, let's celebrate them. Thank you. Chief Kola Akoshile. Thank you, sir. Dr. Aruleba, okay? Thank you.
There's a big round of applause for him.
Also, Comrade Mayowa Ekudayo. Please, we'll meet you here. And also, Comrade Femi Atoloju, Mr. Elijah, SAM, Engineer Dr. Ivan Alban. And also, Comrade Sunday Ashefo. Wherever you are, please come around. CP Dare Ogundare, please come to the front. Let's celebrate this set of people, leaders, role models. Okay, Mrs. Agbola, please come forward as you.
Plus a big round of applause for her.
Give them the awards. Let's keep celebrating them, please. It's not easy to be a role model. Thank you for coming. DJ, can we have something? Okay, now, just as I said earlier, I'm going to call on our princess to help us give the awards to them one after the other. So right now is the turn of Chief Chef Wajibu. Let's celebrate them. Okay, all the next person is Chief Kola Akoshile.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Aruleba, okay? to give them awards one after the other. That is, okay, my own Honorable Itayo Faboni. Please can you step forward? Let's celebrate him. The great leader, I tell you, the great leader across all the orphanages and hands-on. All right?
And I told my immediate that I will do whatever I can do within my reach to ensure that we move it forward. On this note, I want to humbly request the entire council to permit me to file for some of the law that today we are going to have a dispute house for center building committee, and that will not be a thing. I want to play for the deputy chairman or the chairman or gap committee or comrade and honorable the kind of company this kind of come up here is to that for English. The problem we are having today is the first kind of this. We are having this first edition of road. We are having it here just for habits because somebody made me, somebody did, and I'm supposed to make somebody. And this road, I want to play for our mommy. This is Angola and to be the special person of that particular resource that project. Thank you, please, you guys tell us now. I think we have 9 committee, and this member committee is going to comprise of 2 females. But Daddy, our daddy, actually, what you need, if you give us money, you have to take it to Angola, that's going to be more money. That's going to be because we have a lot of projects. The youth secretariat is just temporary. That's February. We won't have that our meeting before the other abide of the competency first down to the office competence. So we want to assist him and please, IT, please, it's a part of the committee. Please come, please let me know for him, please. Barrister I've already listed it for now. So please, Barrister is going to be one of the committee to see the resource center in place for 2025. Please, come and stand in for Barrister. Please do not stand. Then, here, you know we cannot have it. We have our daddy and there's one woman, this is from Christianity. She told me then that you are my volunteer. I said, no, I'm not a volunteer. I am just a civil servant in the civil system, serving the civilian and politician. So I have been doing something there, likely doing in life. So therefore, I want to call on sister here. That is mommy. She's in Nakure and she's a lady that married to those states, and she wants us to have that place in place. Please join me in appreciating Mrs. Adebuji Adebola. She will not be here. She's not here, and she said anytime. Please appreciate her. We see her today. We are going to have 200 men. That's our newly appointed Please can you put that for him, please? Then our daddy, Ajibulu, our father, please, the only call for this service too. Come and render the service to see that whole house of youth. God Almighty will grant you the life to enable you to do more in life in Jesus' name. Please do this particular. The last but not the least is our brother, engineer Ayo. Among us, he has promised to be part of this development. Please come and join us here so that this particular project will see in 2025. Build the youth. So, and I'm going to be secretary of the committee. So that I will appear among the committee. Build the youth. And from when you go today, you know December is coming. And we have every there. And people are there. And when they are coming, I want to celebrate alongside my community. We want to as well to support the project of the because we don't celebrate today, like other people do. We want to celebrate for him and we want to support support the project. God bless you. New to you. God will bless you. Please, before you go, Daddy, just tell us you are blessing this house for December. Because how to celebrate this? And I will tell all of them what I give to them. I didn't give my personal account to anyone. I give council accounts so that I can be accountable for everything. God bless you. Give the youth. Thank you very much. My share.
KOIKIMEDIA pranged the work close to Dustin. Thank you for watching us since morning.
I love you, when I follow the same road,
It's also important. And we are talking about accountability here and transparency. Let's start the accountability from the child. And this is the way it's going to go. We will send money to the organization account and it should be accountable to the donors. So the transparency and accountability begin. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we move on, I want to call the only member of our new board of trust. That is the only person. The only person I know, and even existing.